Hey, good morning, and welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well and having a great day today. Today is Rocket Day. So, SpaceX is launching their massive rocket today. I wish them all luck. All the engineers work so hard out there at SpaceX. Wish them the best of luck. And first, I was going to talk about fun stuff because I love rockets. And for those on podcasts, I'm just holding a model rocket that the kids and I launched last year. We put that on video. I should replay those videos. We should do that this weekend. I think we might get a rocket. We gotta launch them off this weekend. Maybe get them finished. Anyway, so it's tax time here in the States. Tomorrow is tax day. Taxes are due. And one of the things that it draws, everybody says, oh, you get done taxes early and everything. And for me, I always end up paying taxes. For me to get taxes done early does not really add any value. And I wanted to talk about that as related to what we do in our backlogs and our way we prioritize stuff and what we think about. And maybe even that time cushion, because I got another thing that happened this morning. I was going to do this really early this morning, and I did a typo in the thumbnail for everything, and I had to fix that. So just sometimes it doesn't pay to be early. Sometimes it just pays to be at the right time. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical way. Bring value at the right time to the customer, and not work really hard to do it, right? Make it easy on ourselves and have a little fun. So as I said, today is Rocket Day for SpaceX. This is their sprint review. They've been working in a very agile fashion. Some might say, I've had this argument in the past where, but it's not a 2-week sprint. Well, sprints are not necessarily have anything to do with agile. Time boxes are not necessarily doing anything with agile. It's about changing what was done in the past. If you think about it, how long it took to build rockets, how long it took to launch rockets in the past was super long, years and years in the making. And SpaceX has reduced that time frame down to a few years now based on what they know and how they apply and test things out. That is agile, right? Getting to the customer, rapidly deploying, and their time frame is rapid. Instead of 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years, some companies never got it out the door. They're down to a few years of getting rockets into space. So that is thinking agile. How do we demonstrate? How do we learn? The quickest way to learn is to try. And they're just putting everything in the minimum they need to do to try to learn some stuff before they take it to the next level. Because if they invest all that money and it doesn't work or something is not there, they spend a lot of money for nothing, right? Reduces the value of what their activities are doing. So I want to wish SpaceX a successful launch. Lots of young kids out there should be watching that. I hope the schools, when I grew up as a kid, we used to watch Space Shuttle. I was lucky enough to watch Space Shuttle take off, and that was awesome. Now, timing, value. Being early doesn't necessarily mean value, right? With SpaceX, they could do the same thing. I'll talk about tax day. Tax day is tomorrow. And everyone's like, oh, get your taxes done early. But I'm like, why? To me, getting my taxes done, because I know I'm going to pay. I have to pay some extra taxes. It doesn't bring any value to me. It just gives the government more money. It's not me. So I know I'm going to pay. Why don't I just make some interest on my money in my account until then, and then pay it on tax day? It doesn't make any sense. It's like sometimes delivering code. Some people are like, oh, I'll start this early. But if the other things that need to be done aren't ready in time, you working early can be a waste. And as with SpaceX, if they put too much stuff too early, it has no value and it costs the money. That becomes a negative income or negative gain. And you can't stay in business with negative gains. And what you really have to do when we look at timing is figure the right cushion, the right time on doing things. Now I could say, hey, Greg, what you paid your credit card early the other day or yesterday. I said, yeah, because that one, if I'm late, I get a huge penalty. So there's a difference there that you got to pay interest on all that money, especially some wow, um, bought some plane tickets. So you have to be careful on when you do that. So there's those cushions. You got to understand, when does it make sense to be early and when does it make not sense to be early? Does it give you advantage? Does it prevent you from getting a penalty in the future? Then maybe a little bit early makes sense because it gives you a cushion. And that's the same, you look at delivering code, oh, it's due on this date. Well, when is that date? Does it make sense to deliver it early? Well, not if you need 4 other teams to get their stuff delivered for your product to work. It doesn't make sense for you to do it. It doesn't make sense for you to work on something if you're in a sprint and you're a tester and you're ready to test, but the code's not there. There's nothing to test. Though you could do test-driven development. That's an opportunity where maybe it makes sense to code the testing to see if it works, see what's there, to see if your software is already capable of handling that need for the customer. Then you don't need to do it, right? Maybe it reduces it. But those are the kind of things that we should balance, getting done early with the value that produces. Maybe a developer or a tester will work on something that's in a future sprint, but however, the stuff that's in the current sprint has needs that satisfy and bring us revenue, where in the future sprints, they may not bring the revenue because maybe your business client is not ready to use it, right? So if they're not ready to use it, why would you deploy it? It doesn't make any sense. So those are the kind of things we need to take into account, that being early doesn't necessarily mean that adds value to what we're doing. And you have to keep an eye on that. I know everyone wants to go in the future and do stuff, but if no one else can handle it, should you do it? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but maybe that's the bigger discussion that the whole entire team has and doesn't make sense, because maybe there's other stuff that brings value into the current activity. So wanted to share that with you. Like tax day, for me, it doesn't. Now, if I was going to get taxes, but then I would challenge you also. That's a retrospective thing. Why am I paying more money into the government, which I don't collect interest on, for them to pay it back to me interest free, no interest on that money? You're just putting money. It's like having cash laying around. It doesn't do anything. It just sits there and actually depreciates. So if you are doing your taxes and you're hoping to get paid early, you might want to look at taking more deductions out of, or less deductions out of your pay, and have that money for you to invest and make some money for yourself. Just saying, maybe that is something also that triggers a review. Why am I paying? Because in essence, you paid your taxes really early throughout the year, first at the last minute. You're not getting any. Oh, that's a good point. You're not getting any value from that tax you're paying early just to say you have done it. When you got to pay your taxes and fill a form out anyhow, you're going to do it. You can't, just because you paid it early doesn't mean you don't have to do your tax form. You still got to do your tax form. You just didn't make any money because you did your work early. It's a good thing to know. Maybe you should retrospect on that. If you're doing your taxes early so you can get a return money back from the IRS, then you're paying too much in taxes, and that's a good retro too. So it's a little value about being early doesn't get you value. The only reason you get paid means you pay too much anyhow, and you're losing value on the money because you don't have it in like a little tiny electronic savings account or something like that. If you're getting paid $1,000, let's say it's $1,000, that's $10 or whatever, $100 actually, that you could have earned over that time, plus if you did accumulating interest, is maybe 120, maybe $125. So you make $125, but you got to do it anyhow. You might as well make the $125 for yourself. That could buy you something. I don't know. Go on an adventure, buy a new train. Who knows? Anyway, I want to wish you the best. I want to wish SpaceX the best. Good luck to them. I got to find a way how I'm going to watch this. But in a couple of hours, I think about an hour and a half or less from now, that they should be launching the largest rocket in history. Hope you all get to watch that. I wish you the best and take care. Don't forget, getting done early doesn't necessarily give you value. It may actually make you lose money. So in fact, you're getting done taxes early. If you paid it out early, you could be losing like $125, or that's money you didn't get to spend on something that could have bought you even more. So not any interest that you could have had that money and invested it or did something or had some fun with your family that you had to wait. All the government does is sit on it and spend it. So take care, everyone. Wish you the best. Good luck, SpaceX, and see ya.